It is content. It's Saturday night. It's me, Crenshaw, and we're joined tonight by Keith Morange, uh, creator, author, or I should say writer. I guess author's different than writer, I guess. I don't know. Writer and artist of Skylights, the 200-page comic sci-fi action that is on for my comic now, but has been has reached funding goal, but also you were on Kickstarter previously and funded on there as well, right?
Indiegogo.
Indiegogo.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, anyways, hi Keith.
Hi.
We were just before starting. We were talking because I've spent the day watching some UFC stuff, and so we were talking a little bit about that. And I was going to mention that my wife had her two boys in MMA stuff when they were young,
Oh,
and
wow.
previous to me marrying her, like the last thing I watched that was like combat sports was the WWF back when like Hulk Hogan
Oh,
and
wow.
Ultimate Warrior were around.
Wow. So we're probably around the same age because I remember like that was my time of watching. It was
Yeah,
called the WWF,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I was telling my stepson today, like back in those days, we couldn't stream it. You either had to pay for it and watch it, whatever, however many, it was like $100 to watch the Royal Rumble or whatever, or you
Yeah.
waited until it came out on VHS.
Yeah. Which I
And
never did. I just watched it when it came on TV.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
went to one live show. I'm from Connecticut. I was born in Derby, Connecticut, and we went to go see it in New Haven. One episode when they were on tour,
oh, nice.
and the headline was, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, and it was like the main event, and we were all excited, and it was just over really quick. It wasn't even the Royal Rumble like
Oh,
full match. It
yeah,
was
yeah.
like just a hype match where like they kind of just pushed each other around a little bit and it was over. But I got to see Ultimate Warrior and some others that night. Yeah,
Yeah,
from way up
it's
far
it's
back.
not it's not the same I guess showmanship in the
Mhm.
MMA UFC stuff. It's
Oh no,
it's a different kind of thing, but
not even close. Yeah,
yeah, you don't get to see the shaking of the ropes and all that stuff, and
yeah, right.
but yeah, I mean, that was, what was it, Saturday morning? Did they have a Saturday morning at some point? I remember me and my
Yeah,
brother watching them. I don't
yeah.
remember Saturday morning or Sunday mornings, but yeah, we'd watch those. But my brother got really into it, and he would go when we went to Blockbuster or whatever. He would go and
Hmm.
rent back the Royal Rumbles, the WrestleManias, and all those things. So
Yeah. Uh, I remember the WWF cartoon.
oh yeah,
I
yeah.
re- and here's a quick little story about this since we're on the subject. Is when I was real little, my older brother was into WWF first,
Mm.
and that was when Jimmy Fly, Snuka, and uh, but we were in an airport terminal one day. I was really young. I must have been like 5 years old or something around there because it's such a blurry memory. And we he takes me over to these two big dudes and they're in leather. That's all I remember is just a lot of leather, right? And he hands him some big guys, takes me away, and I'm looking down while that's happening, and I see like what looks like a wrestling belt in the bag, like
Yeah.
a part of it. So we go away, and I said, "Who is that?" And he said it was the Hart Foundation.
Hmm.
It was Bret the Hitman Hart
Yeah.
and the other guy. And like so that was cool. Like that's my brush with, those
Nice.
wrestling greats.
Nice. Real quick, we got Michael Gnarly Manga joining us, saying hey, and
What's
Cole.
up?
Time for the best show on the internet. Gassing me up, bro.
Nice.
um, and Michael's saying his parents' friend was head of security at the Meadowlands in Jersey and got him the Warriors autograph. Nice. And Duff
Oh,
McKagan
cool.
and Frank Osgood joining us all the way from Japan again. Thanks, Frank.
Cool.
It's midday for him over there, so it's a
Yeah.
pretty good time to watch. So,
Yeah.
um,
I've been to Japan
have you?
once. Yeah, for like a
Oh,
week. Yeah,
it's a
my wife is born in Japan. Um, uh, her mother's full Japanese, her dad's American, and she was out there. We went out there for a short time just to visit.
nice.
What an experience! That
It's
was, it's a different world, and
a
it's
bucket list
here.
for sure for me.
It's a different world. It's everything. It's just something when you travel and see the
Mhm.
different countries. I mean, it's all
Yeah.
story fuel. It's all,
Yeah.
it's all our fuel.
Yeah, my wife, her ex-husband was stationed over in Japan, so she lived there for a couple,
Oh
2 or 3
wow.
years, and yeah, she's always telling me about how great it was, and for her, her big thing was how clean it was. She's like,
Yeah.
a clean freak, and she's just like, you go anywhere and it's
Yeah.
just super clean. But
Yeah.
then you got TikTok now, and it just feeds me all these amazing videos of great places in Japan. I've got like certain places that I kind of look up. Japan, for me, Mexico City is one is another is a bucket list place.
Oh yeah.
I have a story idea that takes place there, and the problem is with TikTok is that they're showing me all the best places. Like,
Yeah.
this is the place you should come if you're coming to to Mexico. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not where my story takes place. So, like,
Right.
I'm not
Yep.
looking for all the best cafes.
Yeah. Right. You want to, and that's the thing too, because my wife was from there. Um, I was able to see like very rural parts of Japan, not just Tokyo,
Yeah,
not just the main parts. I was able
mhm.
to see just like, how people lived and
Yeah, yeah.
um yeah.
See,
So
Cole says, my grandpa wrestled with Hogan and Flair when they were all younger. My grandpa
wow.
always told us a story about slapping Flair in the face for being mean to a kid at McDonald's. All
Holy
right. Well,
crap.
Cole will be on sometime in September with Nick Patch of oh, why do I always space the stupid name of his? It's right here somewhere. Um, Roy Beckwith. Roy Beckwith's his Western weird Western comic. They're going to come on and talk writing sometime in September because that's when they both
Oh, fun.
are launching their next campaigns. But um, so Keith,
Yeah.
you ran a marathon recently.
Yeah, yeah, I did.
Was
Uh
that your first? How was that?
it was my first, and it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I was underprepared because of working, and
Mhm.
I didn't commit to. I was more committed to running the campaign, and not, and
Yeah.
having to work. I was underprepared. The most I had run was 16 miles, so half marathon.
Mm.
Um, and The reason I signed up for that particular one was I thought it was at the time I was like, well, Skylights is I'm closing Skylights. I finished Skylights, and it was just like a symbolic thing to kind of close the chapter of Skylights
Yeah.
almost.
Nice. Yeah.
Um, and because it's outside Area 51, we were running on the extraterrestrial highway, which is a real highway,
Yeah.
um, that is just outside the the known military base of
Yeah.
Area 51. So yeah,
So
that was
is
something.
is okay? How hot was it? I think it was.
It was so dry, dude. The temperature was really like really perfect for running, and I know I was sweating, but I didn't. I was like my clothes weren't wet. Like my hat wasn't wet. It was just like it was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
salt. It was just so dry.
yeah.
Everything was just so. The conditions were good. It was a midnight run.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing that I keep forgetting to tell people is we started at midnight
Oh,
and
nice.
ran. So I ran for like 7 hours.
Hmm.
Um, yeah,
Is that a
till during sunup.
is that a thing like you've done for a while, like
No.
fitness, running
Running,
that?
yeah, yeah, running, but not marathon.
Mhm,
I never, that was the most I've ever run. But running regularly, exercise, weights, gym, stuff like that. I just
yeah,
started doing like kettlebell stuff, like, and I enjoy that. And ran today. Ran today. My wife has a run club that at the gym she works at, so we did 5 miles today. You know,
nice.
it was just
I'm feeling guilty because I've spent the weekend eating the worst, like, I so
wait. What do
here's
you mean the worst? Like good food?
well,
Like,
yeah, tasty food, but
oh,
not
then what? Like,
so
just enjoy it.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
great.
but here's the kicker, this weekend's not the only one, so, it's
Yeah. So
um,
the thing about it is like I don't like to like people deny themselves too much what
mhm,
they want to eat, and then they think, well, I can't exercise, I can't do that stuff because I'm eating like hamburger or something. Eat the
mhm,
fucking hamburger, like you just like live your life, enjoy
yeah,
your
yeah.
life.
Yeah, but, like hamburgers, stuff like that, I don't feel are bad to me. It's the
Yeah.
sugary shit, and,
Yeah.
like, we got cookies, we got
Hmm.
cinnamon rolls, we got all kinds of stuff
Yep.
this weekend. It's like, but I used to be, oh man, I forget how long ago this was, but I was pushing 275 and none of it was muscle. Like I was just a
Yeah.
pudgy guy, and I spent so many years trying to figure out how to lose that weight. And um,
Yep.
I tried like the carnivore diet.
Yeah.
And here's the problem with the carnivore diet: if you don't like chunks of meat, which I don't, it's
Okay.
really not. Yeah, no, I'm not a like
You're not a hard meat person.
nah, nah. Like my
What do you
the guy
like
I work
chicken?
with, um, breast. I so here when I was a kid,
Yeah.
um, Dexter School in Arizona. I remember trading a whatever I had in my lunch that my mom made me for a chicken leg at the
Uh,
cafeteria, and I took a big bite, and a big old blue snappy vein came right back at me, and I
uh,
that did it for me. Like,
just
so
really okay.
that kind of stuff. But yeah, steak, not my thing. My partner
Okay.
is a big meat guy. The guy I work with, he's a
Okay.
hunter, and he's like, "Oh, it's because you've never had it done right. You've never had it just,
Mm,
right. If
yeah.
I do it, the fat just melts in your mouth." To me, that sounds
Yeah.
like snot sliding down. I'm like,
Oh
it's
no.
not helping, but
Yeah. Okay. So are you
but
vegetarian then? Like
I
vegan
so
vegetarian?
that's how I lost my weight. I actually
Okay.
um went to the whole juicing thing,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and I did like a juice fast for like, man, 3 weeks where it was just nothing but juice, and
Oof.
then switched, and I was pretty much vegetarian, vegan
Mm, yeah.
diet. I wasn't, because if you say vegan, they're thinking, most people are like, they won't even wear leather shoes, whatever. But
Yes.
I wasn't
Yeah. Yeah.
that. But so yeah, for like, man, 3 years, I was nothing but veggies,
Oh
and
wow. Yeah.
then I lost a bunch of weight, and I started working out, and at that point, I'm like, I need to actually eat something,
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
protein and stuff. So,
Yep.
and then that's been kind of all of it's been kind of sliding slowly away.
Yeah.
I don't want it to. I don't like the way my shirts are fitting lately. That's all I'm gonna
Right.
say.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it takes really is just, like, realizing that we're not, like, 25 and, you it takes that to turn on the switch of, like, I'm not happy with how I'm looking or how I'm
Mhm.
feeling to drive somebody into committing to whatever it is they're gonna commit to,
Yeah, yeah.
you know? Yeah.
And as you get older, your body starts to like treat things different. Like I'm I have gout. I'm pretty sure it's gout. Like
Mm,
my knee just starts hurting, and I'm pretty sure it's like what I'm eating.
yeah, for sure.
When I
Like
was young,
inflammation.
yeah, didn't have to worry about
Yeah.
that. Now,
Yeah. No. I mean, I mean, yeah. Look, I mean, like 15 years old, I can eat like three Entenmann's donuts and still have abs, you know?
yeah, yeah,
So yeah,
nice.
different now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I never had to worry about the abs things. And that was never a thing for me. But um, but I want to talk about your Indiegogo campaign versus your Fund My Comic campaign.
Okay.
But before most of the people who are going to see this probably have seen you on everything else you've been in the last week or so.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
so
it's been like a press tour for Skylights.
yeah, so with that, previous to man, what was it? A couple weeks ago or whatever, I saw a post someone post skylights like this
Mhm.
looks good.
Mhm.
And previous to that though, like not nothing. Like
Mhm.
what is your um you know social media presence been like? And how did the funding for your Indiegogo campaign go? And how did that all that traffic come to you on Indiegogo?
I so I ended up with 30 backers on Indiegogo. Um, I reached the funding goal within like I believe it was under 2 hours. It was like an
Mm,
hour and a half on the first day.
wow.
So that was so much quicker. Uh, um, Reaching the goal there. But that was because I think it was like people that were following me on Instagram,
Mhm,
family, uh, uh, had some people that I've done work with
mhm.
that have heard about it and been
Yeah, yeah,
watching
yeah.
like me post like behind the scenes and talk about it and stuff like that over the years because it's taken me a long time to complete and create it. Um, so yeah, that went quick. And on the last day of the Indiegogo campaign, when I was posting, I was like, "Oh, this is it. Last few hours." I was just gonna be like, "That's it. I'm just gonna print a few books."
Yeah.
And and for some reason, I don't know why it happens like that. It was the last day, and then I started getting like people um, DM me and also put it on in the comments saying, I'm just now seeing this.
Mhm.
You know, you can run a 30-day campaign and people will be like, I didn't know this was happening. So
Yeah, yeah.
that'll happen every time. Um, so people were requesting that I do a second chance on Fund My Comic. And yeah, it just kind of sat there after that
Mhm.
for like with like three backers or
Yeah,
something, four backers until last night. I think,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Indiegogo, like you were saying, like, friends, family, and kind of, you're already kind of pre-built audience from Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And a
so
lot of people don't. A lot of people will support you until the campaign comes and then they're done.
yeah,
You know, they're ghosts. You know,
yeah,
they don't want nothing to do with it.
yeah. What's the
It's
isn't
just
there
a
like
thing.
isn't there a stat for that? Something like it's only like 10% of your audience
Yeah.
engages, and only like 10% of that 10%
Something
like
around there.
purchase it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's very
that's
true.
crazy
Whatever
stuff.
it is, it's true.
But when you yeah when you I was one of the ones who was like, I'm just now hearing about this. What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And I started pushing it out on X. Hey, I backed this. You guys should go back this. And yeah, for a couple of weeks or whatever, it was whoever was
Yeah.
back before me. I'm pretty sure I was number two, and then Cole and Bootlegger was
Yeah.
just the four of those, and I'm just like, it was just driving me crazy because
Yeah.
um, I'm gonna pull up the campaign to let people see what the hell we're talking about. Let's do
Yeah.
but and I think the first thing I posted on X I wrote was if I ever have a comic, where is
Oh
this?
yeah.
I want
That
this
was
guy to
you. I
draw.
remember that. Yeah,
I
I
want this
remember
guy to
that.
draw it. I got a story idea. Your art would be perfect for, but
Oh, nice.
but your artwork and just the general feel of the story, sci-fi action,
Hmm.
a
Yeah.
little bit of uh, you know mental what's the word I'm looking for, supernatural stuff
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
um so what is Skylights about, and where did what prompted it?
Um, so where do I begin? Where to begin? Um, so I
were,
in
were
tw-
you
in
always
20
in were you always into alien stuff?
I think it's always been um in my mind, in the realm of awareness and
Mhm.
interest of, I was one of those kids in grade school when the teachers took us to the school library that pick out a book and do a report on it. I would go right to Bigfoots and aliens and like is all that stuff.
Yeah.
I guess I was, now that I think about it, I was always interested in that kind of mystery, uh, real world mysteries, and that was fascinating.
Mhm.
Um, but in 2014, I was throwing together a storyboard portfolio, and one of the things that I included was an idea I had of, which is the basically the four main characters of Skylights, um, before Skylights. So it was a man, a woman, a uh, a small girl, and an 8-year-old boy around there, and they were running from a government compound at night in the desert. And there was a helicopter chasing them and some Humvees after them, and obviously there's just like this element of mystery of that they're escaping something ominous,
Mhm.
and they're running in the desert, and the helicopter uh, uh, flies around and blocks their path off, and the boy uses telekinesis to crash the helicopter, and I that helped get me my first representation, my first work in the
Right.
storyboard portfolio. Years passed later till I guess 2018 when I started writing. I had an idea for that that never left my mind, and I just had an idea. I wrote that down. Another idea came in, wrote that down, and I was working on something else at the time, and then it was just a flood of the story that just came in, and
Mm.
I ended up spending 3 days just committing to writing out this story because it was just coming in. It was like here's the story, here it is, like from you know am I collaborating telepathically with aliens with this? Like, what is this? Like, why is this just downloading right now? Uh, and I wrote it out and longhand in a pad, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna commit to this and get this done really quick.
Yeah.
And that's a joke. And I typed it out. I typed out a full script, broke it up into 4 issues, and started the journey of what would become this 200-page book from 4 issues to 8.
Oh, nice. Cole was saying he took forever deciding which cover to get because both are awesome.
Oh, thank you so much. Go with the one that that speaks to you the most.
Yeah. So one of the things when I was first looking through your page here for your campaign that caught my attention. So when
Hmm.
I look at comic art,
Yeah.
um, one of the things that really clinches it for me as to whether or not I like an artist's work or not is
Mhm.
oh, I don't have it here. Is Paul Pope, uh, who was the creator of THB, and he went on to do Batman 100. Um, he did some Spider-Man stuff, but
Mhm.
indie comic creator back in the 90s, started getting big. But one of my favorite all-time like life-changing panels was from
Yeah.
him, and I actually got it tattooed here on my side. Um, it's
Oh, wow.
it was of two little girls watching TV, and they're both leaning back and they're watching TV, and um, they're saying something about how they like the show because it has explosions, and the younger sister says, "Yeah, explosions are cool," and
Yeah.
but it's the first time I saw really someone drawing people look natural. It wasn't, this was back when my first real like, ooh, I love comics was Jim Lee, X-Men #1, Gatefold,
Mhm.
and it was
Sure.
all the big splashy pages. Everyone's clenching their fists, gritting their teeth, and
Yeah.
punching through panels
Yeah.
all the times. And
Yeah.
this one was the first time where it's just like, oh, there's like a real human moment here. They
Mhm.
looked like they were watching TV, like that kind of half
Yeah.
half awake, you know, view look that kids get when they're just dozing on TV.
Yeah.
And so from that point on, it was like if you can draw like those sorts of like real moments, and that's what I like this panel right here. I've told a couple people on stream before, his hand is fantastic. It is such
Thanks.
a great little detail of he's got his palm and he's not
He's
gripping it. Yeah,
yeah, he's doing the
beautiful.
the turn. Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that. But then also the fact that you are also pulling off in the same panel uh the ethnic features
Mhm.
of the woman.
Yeah.
Like
She's
I
supposed to be
love
Navajo. Yeah.
yeah, I love those sorts of details that when an artist can pull those things and it's not, it becomes less quote unquote comic booky.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you do a great job, and cars. Do you like drawing cars?
I've drawn so many for storyboarding for commercials and stuff like that, and it just became like I became really fascinated with trying to create movement in a drawing,
Hmm.
and uh, it just kind of happened. It just kind of worked its way in where it's like there's gonna be a 71 Hemi Cuda featured in this comic, and I don't think I was started out with that. I knew there was gonna be, like, some cool car drawings, but I didn't plan on doing, like, a full-blown car chase sequence that is however many pages, 23, 25 pages long, that takes us into a giant epic finale. Like, I wasn't like, that wasn't the plan. It was
Hmm.
supposed to be, like, really a quick, you know,
Yeah, yeah, no
in and
doubt.
out with this book, but it took me over.
So, you say that, yeah, 23 pages of car chase, not
Yeah.
something you really get in like American comics. It's something I could see happening in like manga. Is
Mm.
that does that have any influence on
None.
really,
None.
really?
Yeah.
Because
Nothing. Yeah.
I
No
know that
influence at all. I mean,
really.
what it um, I don't know. I heard somebody reference that it looked like a French book, which is kind of
Mhm.
interesting in itself. And I think it just came down to like the serving the story. I know that sounds cliche, but that's really what it is. And um, the car chase was kind of a real payoff for the character arc of the main character, who's a stuntman, stunt driver.
Mm,
So it all just kind of like uh, it created itself in a way.
yeah. Right. Um, So if anyone's watching now or in the very near future, because well, we got like 2 or 3 more days or something before this campaign closes.
Yeah, yeah,
And yeah, and you're liking what you see, and we'll get back into it in a little bit. We'll touch more on this and get into your website as well a little bit, just to show a little more of
sure.
your work. But go ahead and go back it, and I mean, let's get to the rewards real quick, just to show. Scroll, my loading's going kind of slow. Digital for
Yeah,
15, and then your physical 34 for again 200 pages. Like that was the clincher for me. Like, you know, in the indie scene, or
yeah.
I should say crowdfunding scene, um, we're willing to pay pretty premium prices for 24 pages, 25 pages.
Or just 2 issues. Yeah,
Yeah. And part of it is because, we have this sense of like we're investing, we want to help people grow their brand or whatever, it's a whole thing.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
a whole thing, but when you can get like 200 pages of really beautiful looking stuff and an
A
intriguing story,
story.
like yeah, like
Yeah, a full
why
story.
wouldn't you?
It's a beginning, middle, and end.
Nice. Yeah.
Um, yeah,
And you've been, like you said, working on it for years, right? Like,
many years. Yeah, 8 years.
so with your okay, this is where it kind of with your writing this whole story, were you doing a lot of or research into the alien stuff and
Um, a little bit. So here's the
conspiracies?
thing. Yeah, that's where I wanted to I break off a little bit
Mhm.
because I didn't want to lock down any specific real life um conspiracies
Yeah,
or
yeah.
theories. Uh, simply, I wanted to kind of leave that. I kind of wanted to just like um, I know enough about different things and kind of amalgamate a concept
Mhm.
into that served the story's stakes and
Yeah.
intensity. And there's an like we know like underground bases, government, keep secrets to maintain their control and power.
Mhm.
And yeah, without giving too much away, I don't want to.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know what I
So
mean. I mean, just the elements there are enough to, I feel like, intrigue
mhm.
the subject and and that interest and create the element and the environment, the atmosphere of what we love about the mystery of it, what we love about just all the elements are there.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go into like specific, like this is the Anunnaki or this
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
like anything to I mean, people are going to argue, oh, it's not specific. It's not
Mhm.
specific to my view of
Yeah.
this theory or my subscription to that. Can't,
Uh, it's
yeah.
I feel like that would be the way it would be anyway. So, it kind of like Signs,
Yeah,
M. Night
right.
Shyamalan's, where we don't know what's happening in the greater scheme of the world for the most part.
Yes.
It's just this group of people's story. They don't the situation they're in. We only know what's touching them.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, there'll
Right.
be hints of things, but
Yeah, perfect example. Yeah.
have you read Josh Howard's T-Bird and Throttle?
I haven't, no.
Oh, I just recently read that, and he does a good job of taking a lot of the conspiracy theories and things that are out there, and kind of putting his fictional world's twist on it. So
Mhm.
when you read it, it's recognizable as like,
Yeah.
oh, there are definitely elements of things that I recognize, but they're, you know, it's turned to fit his world, you
Yeah,
know. So I found that's a cool way to do that sort of thing. But if you
it
but
is.
also if you
Yeah,
haven't read Josh Howard's T-Bird and Throttle,
I'll look it up
so
because I haven't
so
heard of
good.
it. I
Have
haven't
you
heard
heard
of it.
of his earlier work that had
It's a
um
comic. Is
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Oh, okay,
Um
cool.
he did for a while. Image did his Dead at 17.
Okay,
But he's now doing his own, crowdfunding, his own website.
awesome,
But
awesome.
it's very what's the guy who did Batman the animated series? What was his name?
Bruce Tim.
Bruce Timm. It's very Bruce Timmy in its stylizing
Yeah.
art. But when I first started reading it, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a fun," you know, because it has that, adventures feel to it. Batman Adventures or Teenage
Hmm.
Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures, where
Yeah, yeah.
it's
I
made
know
for
what you
kids.
mean.
And I
Yeah.
started reading it. It's so deep. There's so many like emotional elements to it, and yeah,
Hmm.
super solid work.
That's
But
cool.
um, so then, if unless you don't want to get into it, I know in your story you don't want to get into it, but what are your views on aliens and like everything around that?
Oh, I mean, it's really fascinating. Um, I even think it's funny, like the kind of collective um reaction to it too. It
Mhm,
just like we've reached a point in in culture uh of just such a indifferent like attitude to aliens and life out there. It just seems like there's like if there were anything to come down and show up, people would just be making fun of him. Oh, look at his
mhm.
head, look at his little don't skip leg day, you know. Like we would just have like a just it would totally throw off their enlightenment, whatever enlightenment or high consciousness beings, they would crash, you know, they'd become alcoholics. You know?
Just yeah, the first
It would
mistake they
just be
make
a
is
giant spiral. Yeah.
the first
Uh,
mistake they make is we'll get on social media to find out what humans are thinking. Oh, what?
what do you mean? Yeah, it would just be a wreck. But yeah, I mean, that's the humorous take on it. But I also feel like um, if there's any truth that's going to come out or any kind of disclosure, it's not going to come from clandestine agencies. It's not going to come from governments of the world because the the what gives them power and control is the fact that it's secret.
Mhm,
That's why they want to keep it. That's why they wouldn't release it. That's why they wouldn't. There's also a term called flood the zone where it's if anything gets leaked, there's a shit ton of you flood with
mhm.
disinformation and misinformation and all kinds of like obvious things that aren't real to discredit
Yeah.
the the real like any truth that's embedded in
Mhm.
the mess that it would just discredit everything and people
Yeah,
would
yeah.
lose interest and move on. I mean,
Mhm.
we see that throughout history, you
Yeah.
know, with JFK assassination for one, um, and just all throughout the decades with the alien
Mhm.
uh, topic.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah, my partner at work again, he's a long time well, okay, first off, I did not know something about him until very recently, which is that he ha has experienced abductions.
he's been abducted.
Yeah, something I did
Wow,
not know until very recently. But but that's one of the reasons that he has gotten so deep into the conspiracy stuff.
for sure.
And so over the years, we talked about it, and uh, like at first I was like, like aliens are just even if they're out there, I kind of don't think it's a they care, like whatever.
Hmm.
um uh and then but yeah, like over the years, like my views have definitely changed. I don't hold to anything ever like with an iron grip when it comes
Yeah.
to those sorts of things.
Right.
But I'm definitely leaning towards a lot of the stuff he's talking about, and it doesn't hurt that, like I said, he's had experiences,
Hmm.
and so you know, I lean into the Watchers, Nephilim,
Mm.
um, all that, which is fascinating, like
Hmm.
story fodder as well. Like,
Yeah.
um, I have a story idea that I would love to tie into all that
Yeah.
on some level. But yeah, so seeing it all, it definitely colors how I look at all the stories that come out. Like even when you were saying earlier, like that we've gotten kind of
Yeah.
nonchalant about everything. I'm like, there's a reason for that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
It's all part of the plan.
Yeah. Yep.
But uh, but so when you were a kid growing up, and you're looking at your Bigfoot stories, and okay, were they the same books that I probably looked at? Were they the like
Yes.
the
You know
orange?
the pocket sized paperbacks.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
anything I could find that was like just off of anything that was I found boring in the classroom. You
yeah,
know, anything that took me out of that, I was interested in.
yeah. I'd go to the school library, and it was either that sort of thing or the Universal Monsters books. Do you remember those ones? I think they were like yellow
Maybe.
or an orange, and it was like the Wolfman, and it was all the pictures from Lon Chaney's Wolfman
Oh, cool.
movies.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, those were my go-tos when I was
I,
young.
and I felt like I felt like I was uncovering something too. I would be like, nobody else is looking at this Bigfoot
Yeah,
situation. Let me look into it, you know? So I felt very lone wolf about like my picks, you know?
yeah, yeah.
And like I'd write the book report and it would be like, you know, take that, Mrs. Brown, you know, see what you think of that, you
This is gonna
know.
blow your
This is
mind.
gonna blow your freaking mind, Mrs. Brown.
And
Yeah.
she's just like, oh yeah, do I have to talk
It's
to this
like,
kid's
oh
parents
God.
again?
Yeah.
So you got into storyboarding, which is even though I've liked movies, animation, and stuff my whole life, and from my youngest memory of like what I wanted to do, which
Mhm.
was in kindergarten, and the teacher asked, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "I want to be a Muppet." Turns out you can't do that. Um, but from that point on, like everything was entertainment involved in some way.
Nice.
If I can't be a Muppet, then I find out, oh, it's a Muppeteer. I want to be that, or I want to be a
Yeah.
stuntman, or I want to be, whatever.
Mhm.
Um, uh, did you have a similar kind of vein where you ended up in storyboarding? Because I
Yeah.
honestly, I never knew what storyboarding was until, you know, I
I
don't know.
don't I think a lot of people don't know what that
Yeah, yeah.
still don't. When I say like, oh, I'm a storyboard artist, I'm not sure if they know what that is. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's the normal reaction.
But it was,
Vague, this
yeah.
vague
It
stuff.
was like Pixar. Like when Pixar first started really popping up, and they're like their special features on their DVDs and stuff, I was like, "Oh, that's
Hmm.
cool. I see." But like, were you a entertainment like
Yeah.
person, and that's how you aim that direction? How'd you get into wanting to do storyboarding?
I always was drawing, and I think I was like, I was so excited about comics that I started drawing my own comics,
Mhm.
even without knowing that like that was even a possibility to do comics.
Yeah.
And I think through that um, I remember seeing like the ads in one of the comics for the Joe Kubert school, and I
Mm.
was like, that would be cool to go there. I can learn to do. this for a living. That's interesting. And then we moved to California when I was 15, and at that point it was like height of animation. The So many animated Disney films were coming out. TV animation was like at a great peak. There was even a Variety, you know, the magazine Variety. Well,
Mhm.
there was an animation Variety. That's how much like business that was. Like
Yeah.
it was booming. Um, and so when I was in my second year of high school, I was thinking that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get into animation. That
Mhm.
would be a that would be a really cool life. I could collaborate with people that want to create cool stuff. And I had this really ridiculous romanticized like portrait of what I thought being an animator would be. And it was just like it was completely false. It was just completely like this fake idea. Never, you know.
Yeah.
So so that's what drove me into learning to get better at drawing. And I would see all the different styles, and I would see all the different cartoons. And I think animation, I was like, I would see older stuff by like Alex Raymond, like comic strips,
Mhm.
and I was like, well, I'll definitely never be able to do illustration like that. That's like too realistic.
Yeah.
I will never do that. And then, but the cartoon stuff, I can do that. That's easier,
Mhm.
right? But as I learned about like what it took to be an animator, I started realizing that it was a study of life, and you have to study from life to draw the cartoon.
Mhm.
And so that study kind of like took me into looking at movies and film, which if you, I mean, know anything about the old uh, Disney films, they talked about how Disney would tell his animators that look at Charlie Chaplin, look at how he stages a scene, look at how he blocks the action of a scene and the composition, how it's clear, how the
Mhm.
action is clear, how the staging is clear for what he's trying to communicate without words. And that became really fascinating. That was something that was like magic.
Yeah.
Now we're getting into like the real guts of things, and that was just like endlessly fascinating. And then um, the reality of being an anime, which I did test. I learned how to animate to up to a certain point where I just was like, this was becoming uh, less of an attractive route to take, because like not everybody is a lead character animator. You're not
Mhm.
necessarily going to be doing lead character work, and not everybody's going to be Glenn Keane. You know,
Mhm.
you're gonna be like an in-betweener or
Yeah.
or drawing a leaf, you know,
Yeah.
and who wants to do that, you know? So that, and I was like, I realized that like story was what was my real draw. And no pun intended. It was just like what was really compelling was story, that the two were connected. My interest in drawing was a means to an end, which that end is telling a story. And that's kind of,
Nice. Nice.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I probably had the exact same fantasy of what an animator lived like, you know, like their
Yeah.
work was like just nonstop fun, like uh,
Easy. It's the
oh,
life.
yeah,
Yeah.
and almost to the point of those episodes where you see the guy draw Daffy and Daffy comes to life, like
Yeah.
almost to that kind of level of like
Yeah.
ease.
Yeah. I mean, I read a book called The Illusion of Life by Ollie Johnston and Frank Thomas, the two of the nine old men that
Mhm.
worked at Disney. And just the way that's written is just from a different time. It's like 50s, 60s. I mean, they started animating in the 30s, right?
Mhm.
With Underwalt, and they worked on Snow White and everything up to I think the Rescuers.
Mhm.
Um, and so I mean, I had this like this portrait of like this what a life. I would just like I would decide to be I would get good at this. I would get hired into an industry, and um I would get a house, and everything would be like this. How I would spend my days is just animating, working on a film that everybody
Yeah.
else would do the other parts. And I mean, it was just like, you know,
Yeah.
just a perfect
It's the
lifestyle, you know.
it's the same fantasy that got everyone in the 90s with comics. Like, I'm gonna live like Rob Liefeld. I'm just gonna draw some comics, and next thing you know,
Yeah.
I'll be in a Levi's commercial.
Yeah. I mean, during the 90s, I was really I'm one of the odd ducks with that stuff, because
Mhm.
the image stuff I completely avoided.
Mm,
I couldn't look at it because it was too detrimental to what I would like. If I looked at it, it would affect me, and I
yeah,
didn't want to be that. I mean,
yeah,
that
yeah.
I know it's really like a weird thing to say, but it wasn't what I wanted from even
Understandable though,
early on. Yeah, I was just like, no, that's not it.
because I feel
And
like a lot of people, you know, even if they were into comics before that point, a lot of people saw that, and kind of the fame and popularity that came with it, and shifted their styles,
yeah,
into that. And um, you know, yeah,
yeah,
um, good for you if if it worked out, great. But
yeah.
there's there's how many personal styles had we lost at that point
Mhm.
because people were trying
Yes,
to
yeah,
emulate someone else, so yeah, good on you for
yeah,
that.
yeah. But I mean, I was influenced by everything early on in the high school days. It was just
Mhm.
like anything I looked at would make its way into it. Was I was so impressionable as far
Yeah.
as style, because I was looking for anything to lean on
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
cover up what study I didn't know, you know.
Yeah. What were the things? So if you're avoiding the image style, the image stuff, what were you looking at during those years that was influencing you?
Interesting, because now that I think about it, I was looking at back issues. I was looking
Mm,
at stuff by even though I thought I would never be able to like draw in that kind of illustrative style, I was still really curious about it. I was looking at um uh just the older stuff. I
mhm.
would look at like Norm Brayfogle was uh something that I would look for in the back issues. I would
Yeah.
look for his work. Him and Alan Grant did like just amazing stuff. And I can't think of his name right now. It just escapes me. Um, um, I don't know. Also, Graham Nolan was big.
Mhm.
I was a fan of every time he drew Batman. I was into the Bat books a lot. I was
Oh,
into
really?
the
Yeah.
Bat books. Yeah. Yeah.
One of my earliest kind of, because I used to draw like back in
Hmm.
junior, actually, probably much like you, way back in kindergarten on up. I was drawing a lot. I was the kid who would, in junior high, maybe late junior high, whatever. I would get paid $5 to draw people's D&D characters. So I
Nice.
was a professional artist. I was getting
Nice
paid for my
hustle.
work.
Yeah. It's a good hustle.
But um, there was, and I've searched for this book. I don't remember what the cover looked like.
Okay.
I'm about 75% certain it was a Brave and the Bold book,
Okay. Okay.
but there was a one panel I very clearly remember of um Batman had gone into a bar, but the next panel was a guy being thrown through the window out into the alley, and
Mm,
the shards of glass, and the shape of the guy's body. And I was like, that is so and I tried drawing that over and over and over again. And
mhm.
that was a big influence on, like you said, like, I'm gonna take what I can from this and use it from now on, and the folds of the clothes were so
Yeah.
impressive to me. So yeah, yeah, taking all those things, but yeah, and then I went like, the image stuff didn't super affect me.
Mhm.
I Jim Lee, Magic, that first X-Men #1, and I read
Mhm.
for a while in X-Men, but I pretty quick moved away from superheroes and
Yeah.
into more indie stuff. Um,
Interesting. That
uh,
early on.
yeah, like recently I posted a video on X about I forget the creator's name, but he was friends with a guy called Seth,
Mhm.
and oh, great, now I can't remember the guy's name. He did Yummy Fur was his book.
Okay.
Charles. If anyone's watching chat and you remember who did Yummy Fur, and but I got really into their books, which were super simple, like a cartoony style, but it was so personal to them. And it was a lot of it was that personal aspect of the book. They were kind of autobiographical
Mhm.
books.
Mhm.
And so then I tried to add some of that into my style, but eventually you kind of let it float away, got married, had kids, all that,
Yeah. Yeah.
but but y- a storyboard artist, like I had never yeah, that's something that I'd never thought of, and all the things that I wanted to be, like that was one that I
Yeah.
missed. And I wonder if I had found out, would I have stuck with that?
Right. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know, what was the
Where
question? Was it like
Where
how I
yeah,
got started
how
or
did you
something?
hear about storyboard artists, and, like, where did you
I think I
when were
always
you
knew
like,
about it. I
"That's
knew about
that's
it
the thing."
from from Disney. Um, Di Walt Disney was like one of the first ones to start. I think
Mhm,
he invented storyboarding. And then everybody started copying it, like using that method.
mm,
Um, yeah. So yeah, I knew about it for a long, like,
yeah, interesting.
I can't remember not knowing about it.
Not
Yeah.
no, one
Yeah.
I wonder if it was one of those, remember the, Disney, show on Sunday nights, and they sometimes showcase the, behind the
Probably.
scenes?
Probably. Yeah. One of those reruns of the World of Disney or
Yeah,
something. Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. It's like I don't have to animate. I could just draw a frame of that. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, the animation thing, yeah, that was a dream. I'm gonna let's do, share your website so we can look at some of the,
Yeah, sure. There's a thing at the top that says
storyboard
storyboards.
stuff.
Yeah. I like there's that second one there with the two
So
people
is
jumping off into to the water
Mhm.
at the top there. Those boards are I like those.
Yeah, that's so with storyboarding, this is like loose and
Mm.
um kind of that first free draft of a drawing. When you do something, you're like, this looks so good, before you start
Mhm.
messing it up with your finishes. Are you able to do
Yeah.
that more in storyboarding than other places?
Am I able to
Just
draw
kind of,
like oh, like draw looser? And
yeah.
is that yeah, for sure. I was just doing one today, and they said draw it loose, so that's the loose as I got it. I was drawing today and yesterday. Um, um, but sometimes, sometimes recently it just feels like on one of the jobs, it felt like I was competing with AI
Mm,
storyboards where people expected it to be um, like AI finished storyboards, like
yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of thing. So that was kind of a weird. I was like, well, you're getting what I do, you know.
Yeah, I like the movement in these, you know, their hair, even
Yeah,
the water, lines, and
Yeah, it was
even
fun
I like
playing
that
with
too.
the negative space of these boards in the water and stuff. I like that. It was
So what is your what would you say is big uh your big hit with storyboarding? What's the one thing that you're like, for you, um I'm that was my favorite one.
um I love the drawings on the one that was fun to draw, the underwater thing that I just showed you, which wasn't too
Hmm.
long ago. Um, um, but there's one in particular. It was 75th anniversary of NASCAR,
Hmm.
and that was really fun to draw. I really enjoyed that, and because the finished film came out so good, um, and people could look that up, and it's just NASCAR through the years, celebrating all the different decades. Excuse me.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I was just really proud to have been a part of that and contributed like uh, ideas and angles with the
Yeah.
director and stuff like that,
Is that
and just
is that this one
being
right
proud of
here?
that film. If it says NASCAR 75,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the one. Yeah, and these are
Nice.
loose. These are very loose. But it was just like
Hmm.
I was proud of like how the final thing came out and just yeah.
How often are you you draw up some storyboards, and you watch the finished product, and if they follow your storyboards, are you like that's what I was envisioning, and versus like, why did they fuck that up?
Yeah, well, sometimes with the car stuff, like I would draw like a cool car thing, but they just like they had the the for the benefit of just being there and moving the camera to just the right place,
Mm.
and it just like makes it like, oh yeah, that's what I was looking for. That's the sweet spot. I was that so like a little bit better, than I could have drawn it. And uh yeah, a lot of times I'll just be watching TV or be out like eating and there's TV playing, but like, oh yeah, I drew that. I do that commercial or whatever. It's always
That's
funny because a
cool. So
lot of
you get
time, a lot of things I just draw and I never watch the thing that comes out.
oh yeah, you
Yeah.
even got the comparison on here. That's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, they're pretty
um
close. That
I
director right there, Mark Jenkinson, uh we storyboard, we go through all of it, and so all his shots are like really close to everything that I draw. And
hmm,
every director is different. Some people I never talked to, like Peter Berg, like the one I'm doing now. He doesn't like I've worked with him twice and I've never talked to him. It's just like feeding it through the producer.
hmm,
So yeah, some people are really like in there with me and enjoy the process and want to get it like for them, and
yeah.
other people just like they don't want to be bothered with it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's the way it is with a lot of a lot of different businesses and workplaces.
It
you know,
is. Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I do. I'm in construction, so it's me and my partner.
Oh,
We have the builders who will be there, and they'll help us out, point to what we need. We say, hey, we need that fixed, and then the other ones who will just like, you know you go in and do what you need to do, and it's like, I can't tell you how many times we've fixed other people's stuff on those jobs. Just like, it's
yeah.
not cool. Yeah, but
Yeah.
um, this
Right.
just just as a side note, I keep waiting for a guy with a wrench to chase aha around when I'm looking at these panels
Uh,
from the Take on Me
I've
video.
heard that. I've heard that about my work for a while, like a long time.
I
It's
mean, you got
funny.
the cars, the speed lines. Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
pretty pretty close. But
Yeah. I always liked that video. That was cool when I was a kid.
Yeah, and now that I'm looking back on it, the guy was a storyboard artist. That's what was happening.
Oh wow, yeah, that's true.
Oh, Perry Mason. I've been wanting to actually watch that one. Mostly because the main actor that's in it was
Yeah,
in another show called Widow's Bay, which is
yeah,
fantastic. Such a good show.
cool,
But yeah,
cool.
I kind of want to see what else he's got going on. But you did some stuff for them, huh?
Yeah, I did 2 episodes. Um, the first one with Tim Van Patten directed the original, and he was like creating the show. And I met
Mm,
with him, and he I I had the sense that he wanted to storyboard a lot more, but his DP did not.
mm.
Um, so and me and Tim were getting along really well and vibing really well, but the DP that came in was just like he he was just like, why don't we just shoot the storyboards? I was like, maybe you don't understand the process, sir. You know,
So
I really wanted to say was then we wouldn't need you.
yeah.
But I held it in. I was really like, yeah.
Did you I on Friday nights I heard you talking about your next after all of
After
the skylight stuff wraps up.
mm,
Um, you're moving on to. Did I hear something about noir or
I'm doing like a spy thriller,
spy thriller?
espionage.
Is it going to
Um,
be period piece? Is it? Like, did you?
modern
Okay,
day, um, and just black and white. I really want to
nice.
do. I may even do it traditional. I may even do it traditionally.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
nice. Did you with like this here? Were you having to go through and look at hats and all the
Yes. Yes.
costumes
Yeah.
and things
That
that?
slows down the process a lot when you have to like he gave me uh references for the exterior of the flight car that trolley that went up in Hollywood. It would go
Mhm.
up to I forget the name of the place, but it would go up into the houses there up the hill, and I didn't have the interior, what that looked like. I didn't have certain
Mhm.
angles. Uh, so a lot of that was just like riffing it and shooting around it and like is that intentional and trying I'm there's so many unanswered questions about like the visual effects of like what are they allowed to do, what aren't they allowed to do, and limited amount of time for me to get that information. Oh,
Mhm.
and a limited amount of time with the director to get that information. A lot of times, sometimes they just don't even know.
Yeah.
Um, so it's like in in that situation, you want to be less of a problem and more of just like you got to think on your feet and just do stuff that
Yeah.
solves problems. And
It's it's those kinds of things that like, your dream animation life, it's those kinds of things that we don't think of. Like, we watch a
mhm.
TV show and it's like, oh, they made this cool TV show. Cool. It looks
Yeah,
good or whatever. All the behind the scenes and how quickly things move and how stressed everyone
very
must be
fast. Yeah, it's
to
surprising.
yeah get because there's schedules, there's things that we don't I do as a viewer is like, why do I have to wait till September?
Yeah,
you know
right. Yeah, because
yeah.
they're shooting it. Yeah.
so
Oh
so
man, yeah.
do you get to deal with that sort of stress a lot then with your work?
I've I think from I've become a what is it? The calm in the storm. I I would get told, this is how I would get a text from my agent or a phone call from my rep, not an agent, rep.
Mhm.
And she'd be like, big time director, they have this and they need it quick. And I'd be like, okay, because no matter who it was for or when it was due, my job is the same every time. Whatever it is, I'm sitting down at the desk, I'm getting the information that they have available, and then I sit down and I draw it. My job's the same no matter who it is, no matter what it's for. So that if they're coming to me nervous, oh my god, we got to quickly get this done. I'm just like, okay, I could do that for you.
Yeah.
Just what's this about? And oh, we don't have that. Okay, I'll keep it vague. It's
Mhm.
like I I want to. It's so much of art in the professional world is about customer service. So it's like the the less of another thing that you can be to people, of like, you don't want to be another problem for them to solve.
Mhm.
You don't want to be another, that's why they hired you,
Yeah.
right? You want to be able to just like, give me what you got and I'll figure out the rest,
Mhm.
and provide that kind of service for them. And more often than not in the professional world, the way the any only feedback you get, the only feedback you will receive from somebody or will be if they come back to you.
Yeah.
That's how you know they liked your work, is if they come back. Otherwise, sometimes not even a thank you. You send it, you don't hear back. That's how
Yeah.
it goes. They moved on. They have shit to do. So yeah, if they come back and it's like, oh yeah, cool. I thought
Nice.
they didn't like it, but they
Yeah.
did.
It's always a relief to have that, yeah, we thought you didn't like the bid or whatever it is, in my case,
Yeah,
like the bid, and then it's like, oh no, you got it. It's like, cool. Great.
yeah. Turns out I was the easiest one to work with, and
Hit the wrong
yeah,
button.
so it's kind of fun to be able to. That's why I tell artists to, like, don't be so like scared, and know what you bring to the table, and like, just know what you bring to the table, and
Mhm.
don't be so timid and afraid to negotiate if you have to, and don't lowball yourself. And they need you. They need you.
Mhm.
They're just hoping they know what you're worth. They're just hoping you don't.
Yeah. 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 I'm gonna tell my wife that. She her job, she's constantly like downplaying her abilities. It's like, no, they need you. They wouldn't have hired you if they didn't. But
Yep.
Cole King saying, when I worked with Charlie on his cover for why is my what is Cole's book called? Um uh, uh Empty Stars. God, I am getting
Okay.
so old. Anyways, he was telling me how crazy the scheduling is for storyboarding. He said he would learn about jobs on a Friday that needed to be done by a Sunday night.
Yep. For sure.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna hit a button because apparently I did not do the thing I was going to do earlier. So bear with me as I do this. Choose. Um, oh, I don't even have it on here. Okay, never mind. Um,
Okay.
shoot. I have a little animation thing for my
Oh,
big
cool.
questions that I should have uploaded and played, but I guess I don't have it. So now I'm just gonna have to ask you the big questions. I'm gonna ask you a couple of
Cool.
big questions, and we'll wrap up with that.
All right.
And so um, just to have people get to, because my stream is all about getting to know the creator, because in this day and age, social media. the social part, um,
Mhm.
a lot of times it's just the bad parts. You know,
Yeah.
you go on X and it's
Yeah.
just, like you said, like the aliens are gonna come and feel bad about themselves.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I want people to look at what a creator likes, what they listen to, what they read, and if that connects with them, maybe that'll connect. Oh, I want to read their stuff as well. But part of that also is just what do you think about certain things. So I asked some big
Cool.
questions. Okay, so
Nice.
um, let's go with have you ever won any contests or raffles or any sort of anything? Have you ever won anything?
Hey, so comic related, I remember entering a contest with it was Batman the animated series comics,
Mhm.
and they had a thing that you'd cut out and send in, and you might win a trip to New York and visit DC Comics or a subscription to the comic. And I won a subscription to the comic. So that,
Nice.
yeah, I
Not
was
bad,
like,
not bad.
oh, cool, 12 issues of Batman the animated series comic. You know that one? And I
Uh,
think Tim Burchett was drawing it.
mhm.
Um, yeah, so
Yeah, nice. If you're in the chat as well, if you've ever won any contests, let us know what it was. And I my okay, technically I've won more than one, but the one that I remember the most is remember Dum Dums, the little suckers.
yes,
You know,
I forgot about those. Yeah.
they had a contest a while back. Man, must have been like 20 years ago now because it was about naming a flavor.
Okay.
And
You named
I
the
entered.
flavor.
I don't think I won the whole
Okay.
thing, but I placed somewhere in like the top whatever, and I won an iPod Shuffle, one of those little tiny ones that just had
Wow.
the. And
Yeah,
I was like, yes, because
that's
at the
cool.
time I could not afford any iPods, so
Right. That's awesome.
Oh, we got radio stories now saying hi, joining us. And so yeah, more recently on a couple streams, I won some comics, but it's mostly because I was one of three people watching. Um, so, um, Costco free samples Saturdays. Yes or no?
My wife loves them. I I say no.
How do
Avoid
you how do you
Costco on the weekend.
yeah, how do you feel about the whole like you walk into Costco on a Saturday and the sample lines are building
Ah,
building up.
forget it. That's why you gotta go, I think Monday morning, like early, or like just during the week early. That
Mhm.
that's the best time to go.
La- Last time I was in a Costco on a free sample Saturday, I have this habit of saying things out loud, and
Nice.
my wife does not like it. Because she thinks I'm gonna end up getting in a fight, and she doesn't think I could fight, which is probably true.
All
But
right.
and I was walking past it. It's not that you guys are lining up; it's that you're not lining up. You're just milling about,
Yeah.
like form get yourselves in a line, like.
Yeah.
But and I walked past and I said, like, I said something like, you guys have food at home.
I was like, I mean, it's just like a line of people like they've never had a cracker before.
Yeah.
It's just a cracker. It's
Mhm.
just a cracker, guys. You could probably skip that one.
And those crackers aren't even that good. They're dry as hell,
It's
but
just a cracker. It's a seed cracker. That's it.
oh, you worked at Costco for 6 or 7 years. I hear it's a decent place to work at for like benefits and all that stuff, but um, like the people, I don't know if I could handle that.
Well, if there's no more storyboard jobs and it gets completely taken over by AI, I might have to go apply. I might have to do that.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right, one more. Let's do with okay, this is the last. I just thought of this one last week. It's just
okay.
how many
Good.
squirrels would it take to defeat you?
Hmm. There's a lot of squirrels around here. Um, I don't know. I mean, if it's a really rascally squirrel and it's just one of them and it's like right on my face, going for the eyes, it could be trouble.
Yeah, I remember, I live in Idaho, and, got a lot of squirrels up here, but, this story takes place in Yellowstone. They don't care about humans there, because they've been
Mm,
fed so many nuts and stuff.
yeah,
Um, and, one of them just ran right up and put his, little claws on my shoe, and
yeah,
I was like, I don't know, 14 at the time or something, and
yeah,
I looked down at his, I mean, they're tiny little claws, yes, but there were
sure.
claws. There's like sharp things. They hang on to
Yeah,
trees with
yeah,
those, like,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
realized one squirrel would probably take me out.
Yeah, what, right?
Yeah,
You don't know. Maybe it takes 10. Maybe it
yeah,
takes 10. Maybe it takes one. You never know. You never
yeah,
know.
so those
I mean,
those
they sometimes they're loafing there on the railing and they're just like staring, and you're like, what are they about to like pounce right now? Like, what are they doing? You never know.
yeah. Um,
Squirrels,
uh,
they're crazy.
so those are the 3 questions, big 3 questions for Keith.
That's
I
what I
would
came
have my
here
little
for.
thing to play, but I forgot to load it up. So there you go. I'll play a different one
Too bad.
instead. Let's play. Actually, for the first time, I have an idea for my stream. A new segment. I want to
Nice.
invite artists on and have them teach me how to draw things.
Ooh,
And so
cool.
I created this little. This is the world premiere for my little creation I just made.
Hey, hey. Everybody love me. Everybody love me. Everybody love me. You ain't messing with my Dougie.
Teach me how to
Draw things.
It was lagging for me, but I'm gonna watch it at the. I'll watch it on the when you post the video.
I don't know if anyone else saw it. So yeah, it's teach me how to draw things instead of teach me how to Dougie. So,
Okay.
but yeah, if I think I got it figured out where I can connect my iPad up and like draw on screen. But
Mm-hmm.
now it's just like, where do I start? Like,
Mm.
do I start with like perspective or what? Like what's the and
Um,
it,
I would say start with something that you're excited to draw.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Start with that.
I was thinking, like Cole, who says he loves my little, loves my little thing that I just played. He's got a drawing contest going on for his comic Empty Stars,
Oh,
and
cool.
and I was thinking like maybe I can use that as the catalyst. Like I'm going to draw a picture because I've already told him I'm going to draw one of the losing pictures, um, and maybe just be like, hey, artist guest, how do I draw a head at this angle?
Hmm.
Or perspective on this thing that I'm drawing in the background, or whatever. So but you just chat during the whole thing, just
Yeah, that's a
so,
great idea.
so maybe
I
if
mean,
you're
or even on a like one of those paper pads
mhm,
and a pen, you can just draw right there. You know,
like
like the old win, lose, or draw thing. You can just
yeah,
do like one of those giant pads on an easel.
or like Bill Cosby when he had that
Oof.
wait, was it Bill Cosby? Who had the pencil that made the sound, the
Oh
pen?
yeah, it was Bill
Was
Cosby.
that Bill Cosby?
I wanted one of those
Yeah,
pens.
yeah.
I wanted that.
The picture
Had the
pages, right?
face on it. Yeah, it was like boop 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 boop
Yeah,
or something
yeah.
like that.
I can so picture pages, something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had to, yeah, maybe I had to find one of those pencils. Maybe I'll find his. He's not using it anymore.
Oh
Um,
man. What a
but
story. What a
yeah,
story that guy is. Oof.
I'll be honest. At first, I was like, I think they're setting the guy up.
Yeah, right.
He's a nice guy. He's, okay. So
It's America's dad.
Yeah, and at that time, he was saying some things that were, I'm just going to say, conservative leaning,
Mm.
and I felt like they didn't like him saying those things,
Right, right,
and maybe
right.
they were, but yeah, maybe not because he
But
ends up,
but then there's like a whole history of like breadcrumbs.
yeah, yeah,
Just a whole history of breadcrumbs that were very obvious
yeah,
to everybody that nobody was talking about. That's the it's like, oh wow. Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, well, let Cosby, we'll let Cosby lie, and we
Yeah.
will. We'll wrap up for
Lie
the
and lie and lie.
yeah, both styles. But we'll go ahead and wrap up for the night. I try to keep it about an hour and a half so that people don't lose interest in a 3 hour, you know, a three
Yeah.
hour stream. But um,
Yeah.
I want to thank you for coming on.
Oh, thanks for inviting me.
Talking about let me show this one more time while we're here. Um, showing showing us your campaign, which I'm, like I said, super excited about. If you're out there and you have not backed yet, I know that Cole has, Michael has, Radio Stories now. If you haven't yet, get on it. And anyone who watches in the future, in the next few days.
And check out the trailer too.
Oh yeah, let me
Check
play
out
that
the
real quick
trailer.
before we head out.
Oh,
Let's
I
do.
meant like just them. Like
Oh,
people.
them. Yeah, you do that too. Go check
Yeah.
out the trailer. It's on the
Yeah,
page.
watch the trailer.
But yeah, thanks for coming on. Thanks for just chatting, talking about all the stuff we talked about, and answering my silly questions.
Oh, it is a pleasure and it's nice to meet you, man. And I
Oh, nice to meet you
appreciate
too.
like all the like the supporting the book and sharing it and word of mouth. I mean, that's how word gets around about books
Yeah, yeah,
in the indie circle. And um, as you know, like
yeah.
nobody knew about Skylights until
Hmm.
you and some people were finding it, and just really grateful for all the support.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's what the I dig about this kind of corner of the. Would I like it to grow and spread out from this corner a little bit more? Yes, but
Yeah.
it's still nice. Real quick, Nar the Mongoose asking what I'm drinking. It's coffee with was it Kahlua? What's the coffee liqueur? I think it's Kahlua.
Yeah, Kahlua. Yeah.
And then a little bit of vodka. I needed the coffee to wake up. I need the alcohol to not wake up all night.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it balances out. But
Hopefully.
yeah. But so yeah, we'll wrap up. We'll say goodnight to everyone. I actually I, I've been talking about it for a while. I've got a sign off video to play because usually it's just me going, okay, bye, and then awkwardly staring while I push buttons.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, thanks. Expect another message from me when I get my drawing thing figured out and have you teach me how to draw like cars or something. Because so
Yeah. Sure.
yeah. And everyone,
Start with a
thanks.
bike. We'll start
Yeah.
with a bike.
Okay. We'll start with the bikes. Everyone, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week with. I don't have a guest yet, but I'll dig one up. Anyways, talk to you later.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, I'm going. Take off.